today, we're looking at 50 of the craziest crashes in Red Bull Soapbox Race history. Let's kick things off with Team San Benito Racing in Madrid, Spain.
Here's the whale tail. Oh, the front wheel. Oh, look at that, the front wheel when they both came out. Victor, the co-pilot, went over Hector's head. In head swipe ballet, boys, they all danced together. And they've got a performance tomorrow, so what we don't need today is any damage to the team in any way, shape or form. There's the big kicker. Look how it narrows straight after. Oh, the back wheels have gone. The axle couldn't handle it, and he couldn't handle the wheel either. It puts so much stress on the soapbox because you're coming down fast, you take off, you get good air, and then the soapbox needs to be strong enough to take it. On this case, couldn't do it. Axle goes. Big air off that first kicker. It's a strange little soapbox, isn't it? How will it cope? Will it be strong enough? It's very small, one of the smallest ones that we've seen today. And the back door open already. A little bit wobbly over the kicker. Still a little bit wobbly through the chicane as well. A little bit straighter now and picking up speed. Oh, they couldn't hold it. Couldn't hold it. The writing was on the wall the moment it started to wobble, and when it starts to go like that, and it's quite a tall soapbox, you can never get it back. Look at it go. Spectacular end to that run. So let's see what the mad scientists can do. He's quite quick into there. He's got to go sharply right, and then he's got to go left. Oh, he can't. Look at the speed as he whipped round from front to back there. That's where it finished for the mad scientists. So off they go. Very, very wide axle. A lot of bumping up and down on a very solid surface. That's nice through there because it's quite wide, this one. It's not the easiest soapbox to get through narrow sections. Right then, the triple sticky wedges. Struggling. Oh, gone. There's just no room for error. And they just catch that bail look with the wheel. It spins them round. Absolutely wrecks the back axle. And we lost Alexander as well. That's going to be it for this team. So the next victims are Bremen musicians. Nice and colourful. And we're all right so far. He's gone very, very low in the berm, but got away with it. He's happy with himself there. There's the water spout. Look at him at the back. Oh, my word. That's one of the most spectacular offs. Look at him at the back. Oh, my word. That massive water feature causing such an issue for Bremen musicians. And they've hit the wrong note there. My word. Two nervous fellas as off they go, and they've lost the piece already. But they're really quick at the top. Look at the speed through that twisty turn. Look at the skid at the back. Oh, they're absolutely flying. Flying down the course here in Cincinnati. Anchorman looking to make the mark. Look at the concentration on the face of the pilot. Aaron's the driver. Here we go over the steps. About to hit it. Here we go. You can see it. Here comes the Anchorman. Over they go! Look at that. Had disaster written all over it. Look at his face. He's got no idea. Now he knows. Oh, you can't stop that. The crossbow. They start with the berm. They go through the kicker. There's a couple of chicanes thrown in as well. They didn't get very far, did they? That's how dangerous the berm can be. The right-hand side of the soapbox on the ground, the left in the air. They roll it into the hay bales. And that is not the run that Panfuria wanted, but the perfect start to get this Red Bull Soapbox Race off and running in Turin. They're certainly enjoying it already. There's the ramp. If you've got anything left of your soapbox by then, that is a real test. And Panfuria will cross the finish line. Fast food, low friction from Long Beach. Now, they've got lots of protection on there as well, haven't they? Look at those helmets. And Sean hanging on at the back and trying to get his weight into the corners to help the soapbox get around them. Straight on through the chicane. Watch this around here. He's going so fast. Oh, he's lost it there. Wow, look at that. There was no way they could save that. And there is not much left of fast food, low friction.
Futuristic bikes, electric energy, and full system overload.
It's inspired by the movie Tron, and just look how magnificent this is. Marcio on one side, Dennis on the other, over the first obstacle, and it's working to this point. Whether it stays joined up remains to be seen. They're okay through the chicane. There's the bone rattler, just a little touch on the way down. Now the water... Oh, the water feature! It's absolutely obliterated the soapbox. There's nothing left of it. Look at that. It's smashed to smithereens in Sao Paulo. I'm not sure sitting on a push bike down this track is anything I'd want to do. Here we go round the berm. I'm worried for them already. Through the car wash. Through the tunnel. 40 kilometres an hour. Over the water. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. There was no way that they were staying on there. 40 kilometres an hour on there, and then they got all the jumps to do after that. I've never seen a Red Bull Soapbox event like this. He's back on again. Fair play. I wouldn't have gone anywhere near it. Oh, he's gone again. The stair set's done him as well. The only thing that happened 2 years ago was the wheel fell off. Look at the state of it now. Now they're moving down towards the finish. They've done themselves proud to get there. So Red Bull gives you wheelies. And I have to say, it looks magnificent, doesn't it? Would you want to ride it? Not on your Nelly. This is such a spectacular looking soapbox. Steers it through the water. So far, so good. But you can see how reluctant he is to really let this soapbox go, because he's perched up there precariously. And the front of that motorcycle is just starting to wobble about. Oh, he's going to lose it. He's lost it. Oh, my word. Watch this, he's just about to get up there and then he's hanging on and then he's off. Maybe next year, fellas. Parejo's team, they said we're going to go for it all. We hope to set the bar very high. So they've given themselves lofty expectations. This one's got quite sturdy wheels and quite strong axles by the look of it as well, so it should be okay. Smoke billowing out from behind. Victor's got to roar through the water there. That was spectacular. He loved that, Victor. Look at his little face. Down we go. Moving towards the whale tail. Over the whale. Oh, look at that. Whoa. So much speed into the whale tail. Nose first. Victor on the tarmac. Bang! Look at that. Straight into the front of the whale tail and he's out. It's a narrow wheelbase. High centre of gravity. Usually spells disaster. But let's try and look on the bright side for this team today. Red Bull PD on the way down with those thin pram wheels, which, as you all know, I don't like very much at all. It's a drop after that. It's wobbling already and the left one's gone. Oh, there we go. You can't drop off a ramp like that with wheels that are only an inch apart. It just doesn't go right. If you're sat in the room and you're at your dining table and you're designing your soapbox, think about the width of the wheels.
Let's head to Tokyo, Japan for our next crazy crash at the Red Bull Soapbox Race.
Father and son team. The son's doing the steering and dad's controlling the brakes. How you know when to do which, I don't know. Looks sturdy enough, looks well designed, apart from the fact that two people have got to do different things. And it's shaking at the moment. Look at the wobble. Surely they can't get this to the bottom. It's wobbling all over the place. Samurai Gate. Seesaw coming up. Here's the seesaw. Up and down, no problem. They're all right. Pick a kicker. Through the leaves. Here's the berm. They can see the finish. They know they're nearly there. Oh, they're not nearly there. They've gone straight over. And Dad's come out the back, hit the sun and gone onto the deck. Wow. Oh, my word. Ants on a log. They're perched up on the top. Off we go. Plenty of speed down there. Here's the kicker. Everybody's finding it difficult. Oh, and so are they. So are they. They got the racing line all wrong. Look at the state of the front of it. The axle's completely gone. That's going nowhere. Ants on a log became ants on the tarmac and into the straw. Look at that. This small Jeep from Jurassic Park is off and on its way here in Switzerland, with a very bizarre fella running behind them and big air there over the kicker. That soapbox literally took off and again. Oh, look at that. The wheel has gone. Watch this. Bounce and then, oh, took off. So now we have flying lifty. It's a very, very creative soapbox though, isn't it? Lots of work's gone into it. Of course, the acid test now is whether it gets from the top of the course to the bottom in one piece, and not many have managed to do that so far. Okay, through the bone shaker. Might just need to let go of the brakes at some stage. Very, very careful at the moment, aren't they, these two? It's okay through there. Now, they should be able to pick their way through here okay, because they're not going particularly fast. So that's nice and smooth. Now they've really got to open it up and try and get some speed into it. Here's the big air. And we're okay, just... Oh, no, we're not okay! Famous last words from the commentator. You can't get it back at that stage.
Los Cochinos. He's sitting high and proud in there at the moment. Off we go. I don't know whether chicken wire works on a day like this. And certainly, oh, he's gone. The front wheel went. It bent over and buckled. When you see the replay, you'll see the wheel just collapse under the weight. Watch this. There you go.
Meet Team Space Monkey. These would-be space explorers blasted off in their rocket-themed soapbox.
Inspired by the space shuttle. And the way it's going to go today, we've got a couple of kickers in quick succession, kicker 1 and kicker 2. Then there's a chicane, and then there's a seesaw, and that could be interesting too. So there's the first 2 kickers, and we're starting to lose pieces of Space Monkey already. Look how tight that chicane is. Not great when you've got wings. We've got the seesaw to finish. Through we go. Oh, I got straight into the bales. You can see straight away that this is a narrow course. It's a quick course. The wings on the side didn't help at all. Inside the giant clam, and off they go. Gooey duck racers on the way down. That's the neck at the back, the thing you can see waving around, but that's what they tell me anyway. Here we go. Through the chicane. He's gone for the handlebars. That's the way they're going to steer it. And he's looking pretty quick so far. Over the ramp, no problem. Just started to lose the back end ever so slightly. Manages to correct it. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, he's gone over. He's gone over. That's enough to make anybody clam up, isn't it? Right in front of the crowd, into the bales, rolled it. Mighty, magnificent men. Fear that the parachutes out the back might well be scrubbing off a fair deal of speed. Let's see whether this one can fly through the water feature. Oh, no! It's a nosedive. Mighty, magnificent men. Well, we know now why they got the parachute. The donkey, Molinia, Diego is the driver. Just hope he can see past that donkey's head. First obstacle, the kicker, and they're nice and clean through there. Sometimes these small soapboxes can be difficult. Sometimes the soapboxes with a bit of height to them can be a little bit wobbly. But not today. This looks fine. Over there, the fire and ice, the hot and the cold, the water feature, moving down now, serenely through the foam and moving down towards the finish. Let's have a look at the time when they get there, because they're doing quite well. Not quite as quick on the eye as others today. And that might be reflective in the time. It is, look, 43.2. Oh, look at that, by the way. Wow, nothing left of it. And if you wondered why we line the straw bales up just past the finish, that's why. Sometimes they can't stop. Will suggested he couldn't reach the brakes at the top of the course. And I think he's been proved right. It started to go there. There you go. Big off. That's how you stop it. Oh, look at this. I'm less than confident. Look at this. Don't go anywhere. This is not the time to go and get a drink, people. Watch this one. It's a fella on a very unsteady bicycle going down a very difficult track on a rainy day in Paris. This is perfect. He's going over the bridge. Don't take your eyes off him. Here he goes. Oh, just over there still. He's still on. He's still on. Here he is. Here he is. Oh, he's still going, look. Over the kick. Oh, he's gone. How predictable was that? Get after your bike, sunshine. How predictable was that? Watch him here. Oh, look at that. Blimey. The soapbox went 100 yards without him.
We're in Dallas, USA with Team Barbie. Let's go party.
Come on, Barbie. Let's go party. That's what we got next. Looks a little bit wobbly, this one at the top. It does tend to lean, look from side to side. You don't want to go too far, otherwise you might be off. There's the dry car wash. Here's the big kicker. Hurtling towards it. Over we go. No, wobbling. It's going. It's going. It's going. It's gone. Oh, look at that. Oh, my word. So spectacular. Everybody's okay, which is the first thing to tell you. Wrestling with it, trying to lean, trying to get it back, and then bang! Look at that. Oh, the wet bandits. We start with the water. Through the water, got to keep it straight. Tearing round the corner, flying down the course. What's he going to do with the berm? Oh! This is not the way they imagined it this morning. The back wheel buckled, it bent double, and that's that. And it's a slightly different design with those wheels bigger and slightly angled out as well. And it's certainly leading to some speed at the top of the course. over steelworks, landing okay, but just starting to wobble. They've got to try and keep it straight if they possibly can. The island is navigated, and they're getting slightly bad here, are they? Oh, look at that! Well, it all went wrong over the bone rattler, and it certainly rattled a few bones, didn't it? Look at that, the front wheels start to wobble. Down it goes on the front right, they can't hold it, and they slide down. Everybody's okay. Don't forget, 2 ramps, 2 chicanes, 1 berm. The berm is where they pick up speed. Now that to the naked eye doesn't look to be the most solid soapbox we're going to see today. And it also looks pretty difficult to steer. Just a bit of a brush on the hay bales through the chicane. Big smile on the face at the moment. Will it last? Over the ramp. Bit of a thud on landing. Here we go around the berm. Oh, that's a big bang on the berm. I did say, didn't I, that this is not the easiest soapbox to steer. And there is the evidence. Never made it into the corner at all. Copper top micro. Down the ramp they go. Oh, they've lost the back already. They've lost the back end already, I think. Yeah, they have. And they're skidding down rather than flying down. Still going, though, in fairness to them. There's the plunger that's gone as well. That's not going to come in handy. In fact, they're shedding equipment all the way down. Whether that's to make it lighter, I'm not sure. There's the bone shaker, shaking up the plumbing van as it goes. Copper top micro still going. And they've got very little left at the back of the soapbox. Here's the berm, and they're going to take it out low, and they managed to keep it quick through there. It's quite quick, this. Still over that little hump there. Around crash corner, around crash corner. Oh, around crash corner. You could see it coming, couldn't you? The minute that little wheel started to taste the air, it was all over. And that's what's on the inside of a plumbing van, in case you were wondering. There he is, look. He might have been better off going down on that in the first place. Over the ramp and over the finish line. It promised so much and delivered so little for Copper Top Micro. And there's the end of it, to all intents and purposes. We will see how this soapbox reacts to the big kickers. Have a look at the wheels. Big and narrow. And history tells you, when you've watched plenty of these, big landings aren't good for those wheels. Let's have a look. First big test, over the kick. Oh, what about that? A complete flip. You think it's going to land on the back wheels and be okay, but it just catches the middle of the kicker, and that flips it completely over. La Cucina Veloce, fast food. Down we go, 27 for the performance, and already the tin cans are starting to fall off the soapbox. Let's see what happens here then. Let's hope the chicken doesn't obscure the view of the pilot, Tablino. Here's the berm, around they go, he's lost it, can he hold it? Oh no, he's gone! Straight into the straw bales. He loses the inside wheel to start with, and then he's trying. Oh, look at him there, he's hanging on. He's thinking, oh no, oh please, where's the straw? There it is. Rock and Roll, who are certainly playing to the beat of their own drum, which they've got strapped onto the front of the soapbox. Oh, it's gone. Oh, he's taken them off! They've hit the drum! All part of the creative design of the soapbox, and it's been their undoing in the end. But as they always do, the teams pick themselves up, dust themselves down, and go again. They're desperate to get to the finish, Rock and Roll. It won't give them any kind of time. They're loving it, look. So Beehive Bandits, Chandler and Jesse, Ben, Will and Chris, the rest of the team. Thousands here today in Salt Lake City. Over the rock garden. Jesse kneeling down at the back. Swings round the corner, approaching the triple sticky wedges. Difficult. Oh, bouncing through there. Spectacular. Front wheels have gone. Soapbox has gone. Chandler and Jesse have gone. Well, I'll give them 10 out of 10 for effort. Look at that. They went over the triple sticky wedges on the 2 back wheels. But after that, there was no way back because the front wheel's gone. It's caved in at the axle point there, and it rolls over, and they won't finish today, the Beehive Bandits. Very, very steady down the ramp to start with. Might need to speed up if he wants to make a big impact. Just enough speed to get around the berm, but only just. He looks quite nervous, doesn't he, the driver? Got to let go of the brakes, my friend. Down we go towards the kicker. Over there, just about. The double kicker comes next. Speed's a real problem here. Oh, it's not just the speed that's a problem. Oh, he's gone. What about that? That must be the slowest crash of that type that we've ever seen. So off they go. With slightly bigger wheels at the back than we see at the front. And already maybe one or two signs it's not that easy to control. He's very high, the driver, and he just went up onto two wheels there. Over Dutch mountains. Oh, the head's gone. Oh, he's gone. He's completely gone. Nobody can steer. Oh, he's into the crowd. What a spectacular ending that was. There's the driver. That's where he comes to grief. He's gone at this point. Can't hold on. Now the poor fellow in the back can't do anything about it but fly over the barriers and into the crowd as well. So the Simpsons-themed soapbox handsome homers, they're ready to go. Homer running behind. Moving towards the first obstacle, the water and the moment of truth. Here we go, here we go. Oh, it's gone! What a shame! Today, the Simpsons soapbox can't get any further, and they've crashed and burned. Would you believe it? And off they go in their soapbox. Bit tentative off the ramp. Maybe not quite as courageous as some we've seen today. Now the fella standing up at the back as well. Oh, he got off just in time. You can see it wobbling into that corner and he's wrestling with the steering, look, and then the lad at the back dived off, which I don't think helped the pilot. Coming down towards carpool. Go on, give him a push. They need some more speed here. He can't steer it very well, can he? They've not really practiced too much, these guys, I don't think. Go on, drag it back out. Right, here's carpool. In we go. Oh, the first one's gone. Oh, the second one. Oh, he's gone as well. All three. All three. Wendy's on his own now, look. Pilot oblivious. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Oh, dear me. They're all back together. Look, reunited towards the finish. Over the finish line we go. Rolling discs. The soapbox made of CDs, aluminium foil and insulation pipes. There it is. It's very slow. Front wheels in the air. That's a novel approach. It's not really balanced, is it, this one? OK, there's the kick. Oh, over you go. Watch this. One wheel at the front, nosedive, too much weight at the back, over you go. Team Hera Ferry. It's quite high, isn't it? And we've seen these in the past just lose a little bit of balance. And the fact that he's going backwards, there'll be somebody else in there doing the steering. Don't worry about that. I've fallen for this kind of trick in the past. I'm not going to fall for it today. Right then, here we go. Here's the burn. Big left-hander. Round the corner. He's gone. There's the problem. Money everywhere. It starts to buckle. There's too much weight. Too high. No balance. Over you go. And I told you somebody else was in there. There he is. And here they go then. Alfred the butler pushes them off. Joker on one side, Batman on the other, working in tandem. Over the ramp they go. No problem so far. Now the chicane. Gathering speed. Can they keep it straight? Now they start to get quicker and quicker and quicker. This dangerous jump to come. There it is. Starts to go. Starts to wobble. Hits the wall. They get it back again, but they can't keep it. Batman's gone. The Joker's gone. His trousers are gone. His underpants are hanging out, and the Batmobile didn't make it down to the bottom. So they're promising big things, aren't they? Good time invasion. 2 drivers, which we don't often see. Oh, and look at this. It splits in 2. So there's the big reveal. It's a double soapbox. Now, can they keep it together? Oh, no, they can't. Look at them in the back. It was Aaron at the back who lost it first, and he took Matt with him. But the moment the back went, the front couldn't go with it. And all of a sudden, the balance had gone. They're not going to give in, though. They're going to try and take it down to the end. Now they are very much 2 separate soapboxes over the ramp. Oh, he's gone again. That one's still going, almost. Well, Aaron almost managed to get it further. Matt's still underneath that one. There he is. Rick and Morty, Sao Paulo-based team. The issue Kevin's got, I think, here is he's really having to reach for the steering wheel, which is not particularly big, so it makes it very volatile. And when it starts to wobble, it's difficult to get it back again. So there are challenges here for cows. I'll tell you about the challenge. The challenge is to stay on the track. Machina del Temps. Time machine, that's what it translates to. It's a good-looking soapbox on the eye. Nice and quick at this stage. Now through the chicane, no problem. Over the ramp. Wheels intact at the moment. Oh, look at that! Oversteers it, look. And then it hits the bale and grips, and you could see the wheel had just started to buckle as well. And there was nothing else they could do. The first thing they will have to do is get down the steep start ramp. And here they come. Down it goes. It's wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. Oh, it's gone already. ironed out at the bottom of the ramp. Trains foreman's come next. At the soapbox is a human-powered steam train. Around the berm. Oh, no, not around the berm. Straight up the berm and back down again. Rolling down again. The idea is to turn. Maybe he got his left and rights mixed up as well because he just went straight on. Let's have another go, shall we? Here's the kicker. Bit of support from the crowd. And now the chicane. There's the car wash. See, the car wash had time to get itself going by the time he'd rolled at the top. Motley crew. This one's only got one wheel in the front. He's all over the place and he's out. Very elegant, Dick Dastardly. Going, gone. Then watch the forward roll. There you go. That's how you do it. 10 out of 10. First thing that strikes me about this is it's quite big and the course is quite narrow, and that to me isn't the best of recipes, but hey-ho, let's see how they go. Through the first turn, they're okay through there, but look at those wheels at the front shivering all over the place. They've got those big pram wheels, you know I don't like those. Here we go then. Around the corners, okay so far, but the entrance to the carpool could pose a problem. It's really narrow there. Here is the carpool. They're over that, no problem at all. The big wheels, really impressive through there. And they're still going. They've still got the bone shaker and some more of these turns, so it's far too early to be overconfident at this stage. Mineros Locos on the way down towards the finish line. Here we've got the bone shaker coming up. Over the 1, over the 2, down the 3. Still we go. It's just about hanging together. They can see the finish line now, and they're picking up plenty of speed with the crowd looking on through the final turn. Here we come towards the finish line. The driver punches the air. Down they go. Can they stop it? Not yet. Can they stop? Oh, there it goes. There it goes. They forgot about the brakes at the end. They were far too busy celebrating getting down to the finish. So now we go to Class Grass Mobile. They're a group of old childhood friends who reunited for the soapbox race. Here's the bone shaker. Seems to be slightly imbalanced, doesn't it? Leaning to one side already. Anyway, it's all right up to now. Nice and quick. Moving towards the berm. Very quick through there. Oh, he's gone. Look at that. There's the crash. Look at that. The helmet went and everything. He's so lucky there. Wow. Thankfully, he's in one piece. And they're off and running. The giant milkshake at the front. The large fries at the back. The Lido on the agenda. Safely through there. They've gone for the handlebar steering mechanism, which in soapbox events gone by has been difficult. It's okay when you're going straight, it's hard to turn them. Let's see what happens. Through the speed trap, down towards the Grand Slammer, 27 miles an hour, still going strong. Marcus doing a good job over the Sizzler. This looks quite quick. It's really fast at the finish. What's his time going to be like? Let's have a look. It's in the 30s. Oh, 39.64. And then nowhere else to go but into those straw bales. Bad 10. Look at this. I've not filled with confidence that this is going to get to the bottom. No chance. Absolutely no chance. Surely. Here we go. This is a white knuckle ride if ever I've seen one. Oh, he's all over the place, look. Come on. You can do it. He can hardly see. He can hardly steer it. They're loving it. The Samurai Gate. The stabilisers are working well here. They're still going. Over the seesaw. Now the kicker, wobbling, but not rolling. Here we go. Moving down towards the berm. Here's the berm. He's gone high, he's gone wide. He's gone round it too. How did he stay on there? Oh, he's over. And then he's rolled in, he's into the cabbage. Oh, my word. Good Lord, what a run.